What's going on, fam? This your main man, KCFL King Self for Life Wrestling Take. So since we got All In this Sunday, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to talk about everything WWE related tonight. We're going to discuss Raw. We're going to discuss NXT. Yes, I actually watched NXT. And we're going to talk about what I thought about Smackdown, which the wrestling on Smackdown was very good. The worst match on the show probably was the main event. Even with that, even still being as good as it was, out of all the matches, I think it was probably the worst one. But we're going to break down everything that happened. I want to talk about Raw. I want to talk about NXT. And then I'm going to talk about SmackDown. So this is what we're going to do. For AEW, you're going to get the predictions video tomorrow because I'm going to watch Rampage tonight. I'm watching Collision tomorrow because I'm pretty sure Tony Khan is going to add a boatload of matches. You know this fool can't help himself. We're going to talk about that. Then, like I said, I give you my predictions video on what's going to happen All In. And then on Monday night, when I come home, I will give you a thorough review of All In. Monday night, you will get it. I will come on here as soon as I get home. I'll give you a thorough review on what I think. Because even though All In is probably going to end early, I should be able to come in here. So, you know what? Scratch that. Depending on how late All In finishes, if it finishes by 7, you'll get a review anywhere between 7 and 10 o'clock on Sunday night. Because it's still Friday right now. So I'll give you the review on Sunday. So it will be the day of. We're going to discuss all of that, what I think is going to happen. We're going to break all that stuff down. So let's talk about it. Monday Night Raw. Live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. CM Punk obviously is the feature marquee clown. Randy Orton, Gunther talking about they match up and what they're going to do and all of this. And I was like, to me, it just felt like, let's just try to hype the matchup. I'm like, it really didn't do nothing for me because we all know Gunther's going to win, but it is what it is on that. Then we get the first matchup, Pete Dunne versus Sheamus. If you're seeing the Sheamus match, if you're seeing the Pete Dunne match, Sheamus gets the victory because obviously, he's dealing with Lou the Kaiser. Oh, you already know about that. Sheamus wins, bro kick. So this whole situation about them possibly breaking up the New Day, signs are pointing that Woods is going to be the one to turn. Ladies and gentlemen, I think things have switched and people are not really seeing the real big picture. The one who's going to turn is not Woods and it ain't Kofi. Odyssey Jones is about to go heel. Because the deal is, New Day already made a pact. They made a pact that they would never, quote-unquote, break up. They signed the quote-unquote blood oath or whatever. So you think, based off of how things are going, because Woods is not acting like he's on the same playing field as Kofi and Odyssey Jones. Woods sees the handwriting on the wall. Kofi is being blinded. He's being blinded and don't even know that Odyssey Jones is kind of come in here and basically bring a divide between Woods and Kofi. Let me tell y'all something. I told you a long time ago, if you was going to break the New Day up, they should have broke up a long time ago while Big E was still able to go. Because it could have been for the World Heavyweight Championship going into a previous WrestleMania, Kofi versus Woods versus Big E. They had it right there, but Vince wasn't doing that. And so with Big E out, now we got this situation going on. So that's that. Now, I feel real bad for these two. Maxine Dupree, from what I got, the 5 minutes that they literally got, Maxine looked like she's somewhat improved. You already know Ivan Neal's good. Why the heck did they not allow them to at least get 11 minutes to do what they need to do? Then the Wyatt Six could come on out there and do all the crazy stuff. They didn't even get 5 minutes. It was like barely 5 minutes. The Wyatt Six came in, screwed the whole match up. They laid out Ivy now. Maxine and them got up out of there. And so next week is going to be Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so done with this feud. I'm over it. I'm so over it because Triple H messed the whole thing up. Uncle Howdy should be sitting here with the briefcase right now. You're wasting on Drew McIntyre's old circus behind and nothing. He's too busy focusing on CM Punk. CM Punk should have cost him before he even won it. He shouldn't even been in the Money in the Bank. CM Punk, that's where they messed up at. They would have more heat if CM Punk cost them from even getting into the Money in the Bank. This way, Uncle Howdy could have got in there and he could be holding on to the briefcase. Now this beef actually has a reason for it to be a beef. This is just about somebody spooking somebody. This ain't nothing. And I'm like, I don't give a dang about the man. I don't care about nothing. I don't. Because guess what? Chad Gable's going to lose again. I'm done. It's over. But they didn't even get 5 minutes. It was, like I said, it was messed up. No contest because of YS6. Beating the brakes off of Chad Gable and Sister Abigail and him and the Creed brothers. That was that. So CM Punk, you know, talking. The Terror Twins cut a promo. Now, listen, the promo was actually good. This was a very good promo. Matter of fact, this was probably the best part of the show from this point on. They cut a very good promo on Liv and Dominic saying what they going to do when we meet them in Bash in Berlin. I really don't know which way that match is going to go. I'll give you my prediction next week once we get there. But this is a very good promo. Very good promo. CM Punk come out here being long-winded as usual, talking about being in Fort Lauderdale, and he came and he had like a belt or something, or a strap. So they kind of was letting you know what kind of matchup he wants with Drew McIntyre. So Drew comes out, they talk, they get into each other's face. They said we're gonna have a strap match, and that was that. Like it was, like you know they talk about that dang bracelet. Because the whole story is the bracelet. That's basically the entire story. It's the bracelet, you know. But it is what it is on that. So we get the matchup. New Day, Kofi, Woods, Odyssey Jones versus the Final Testament. And New Day and Odyssey in them won. But like I said, throughout the whole matchup, Woods was not on board with what was going on. He was there, but he wasn't there. So they painting the picture that Woods is going to turn. That's what the whole H&M wants you to think Woods is turning. I think it's Odyssey Jones. I literally think it's Odyssey Jones. So they gave a memorial video to Alpha and a wife. Cool. So then Adam Pearce was talking with The Miz about the matchup about him and Bronson Reed because he was supposed to be quote-unquote a Vision R-Truth, and you already knew what it was. You knew Miz wasn't going to do nothing. Bronson Reed murdered this guy. He murdered him. It wasn't even a match. Bronson Reed beat the snot out of him, so, 1, 2, 3 match over with. So then backstage we got Braun Strowman basically get ready to be the next guy to go after Bronson Reed. Sheamus in the back talking about Pete Dunne. The loser Kaiser comes out, say that we're not done. We're going to do this one more time. Great. Then he go down with Mysterio and Liv talking, giving a rebuttal to the Terror Twins, saying whatever they had to say. 1, 2, 3, boom. Braun Breaker is interviewed, talking about how he's destroying everybody. He's the next best thing, and nobody's coming for his IC championship because he ain't giving it up. Like I said, so Judgment Day come out of nowhere. Judgment Day attacked Damian Priest. That's how it was. Like I said, they beat the snot out of him. Damian Priest came out, got jumped, and then Rhea came out. Then Liv came out. It was basically a beat down. It was like they was beating him down, but then they eventually ended up getting jumped. That was basically how they segment went off. So it was Damaged Goods versus Pure Function. That group sounds terrible. Pure Fusion Collective. Sounds stupid. And Unholy Union, Alba Fire Isidon. And this is for the women's tag team championships. Alba and Isidon, they won because obviously they already got the matchup with Bianca Jade next week at Berlin, so they wasn't losing. Gunther is talking with Lou Kaiser, saying better beat the brakes off of Randy Orton in the main event. That's all that matters. Then Jey Uso came up talking about him and Sammy. He talked about he's going to avenge Sammy and he's going to win the IC championship. Yeet. That was it. Michael Cole talked about Pat McAfee. This is last night, so we won't see Pat McAfee until the Royal Rumble. So that's that. Orton comes out, goes against Lou Kaiser, beats the brakes off of him, RKO. And that was Raw. Like I said, Raw was decent. Like not too much. They pretty much let you know what's about to pop off at Bash Berlin. That was basically it. So I could say this much. Monday Night Raw did a better job of getting us to Bash Berlin. More so than SmackDown. Now, when I get over SmackDown, I'll talk about it. But let's talk about NXT. Now, I have not been watching NXT. And there's a possibility that we may be going to get All-State Arena when NXT comes out here for the debut episode on the CW network. I'm not saying we are, but there's a possibility we may. So I'll keep you guys posted if we go. Triple threat. Obviously, you knew who was winning, Mr. TNA himself. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. you already know he was winning. It was a foregone conclusion. So they're building towards no mercy. No mercy. That's basically what's going on with them. Chase U and Axum and Nathan Frazier went against one another. So I didn't know that Ridge Holland actually joined the group, and he is now one half of the tag team champions with Andre Chase. So the other two members, they said if you want to get your rematch calls, you got to go through the other two members tonight. Well, that's basically what happened. Now, there has been a lot of tension going on between these two, and I think Axum is going to turn on Nathan Frazier. I think that's what's going to happen in No Mercy. I'm already calling that right now. Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne. That's what the first matchup was. Decent tag team match. But like I said, they had to get their rematch calls. So in order for them to get their rematch calls, they got to beat two members of Chase U, the two who don't have the championships, which makes the most sense, which is exactly what they did. So good opening matchup. Great backstage. Robert Stone, Stevie Turner, and Ava Rain talking about Issa Dame and something about the gauntlet match for the women's to determine who's going against Roxanne Perez later on at the show. So then we get Breeley Reese backstage celebrate her newfound spot in the gauntlet. Oh yeah, she got in there. Lola Vice went against demonic Wendy Chu. She's on satanic mode now. Wendy Chu, now during this segment, they showed Jordan, Kalani Jordan, they showed her looking like she lost something. And I was like, I think somebody, like, she don't know, I guess she misplaced the championship. That's basically what's going on. So obviously it was Wendy Chu. So I think Wendy Chu is going against her, which is basically that's what happened. This matchup was to determine who was going against Jordan at the pay-per-view. Now, they've been pushing the message out of Wendy Chu, and I know Jordan just got this championship, but I think Jordan had a decent run. So I'm going to go out on the limb and say that Wendy Chu defeats Jordan. Kalani Jordan will lose at No Mercy. Wendy Chu will become your next female North American champion. So backstage, you got Kalani and Wendy talking about No Mercy or whatever and all this crazy stuff. Like, it is what it is. So then Wesley, Pete Dunne, Joe Hendry all being interviewed, talking about the matchup that's going to happen. And like I said, it was a foregone conclusion. Joe Hendry was winning. So, listen, let me tell y'all something. What is my thoughts on Wesley being a heel right now? Wesley, for me, has the same exact feeling that Roxanne has. You know how Roxanne she's a face, but she's cosplaying as a heel right now? That's Wesley. Like, Wesley want me to dislike him. He's failing. I can't dislike Wesley. I don't care what he does. I can't. Your job is to get me to dislike you. Yeah, turning on Trey and Zach, that was fine and everything, but him trying to play this cocky heel or whatever, I'm like, it's the same thing. It's the same situation with Roxanne. The same thing. Roxanne wants somebody to hate her. No, I don't hate Roxanne. I don't. Roxanne wants us to desperately hate her, and it's not working. Let me tell y'all something. Pro wrestlers that know how to play a heel and know how to play a face. Well, listen, Roxanne is a face who's trying to cosplay as a heel. And Wesley, unfortunately for me, feels like he's playing the same role. He's trying to be a heel right now. I know he just turned heel. But what I've seen, it just feels like he's just a cocky face right now. That's basically what he is. So, talked about that situation. So then we get Fallon Helen and JC Jane talking about they finna dominate the women's locker room and all this crazy stuff. And Fatal Influence, that's the new Toxic Attraction group. They think they running the show. And the other young lady that's with them, they think they run the show. So here's the Fatal the Gauntlet match, because it was a 6-woman match. Whoever wins gets Roxanne and No Mercy. Andrenia Rizzo, Breland Reese, Jada Parker, Kendall Gray, Sol Ruka, Reen Sinclair. So Fatal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fatal 6-way. So it's a gauntlet. Jada Parker wins. Now, Mrs. Parker, that's what they call her. Mrs. Parker, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen sparks. I've seen stuff that she can do, things that she need works on. But the young lady is definitely showcasing that she belongs in the ring. And yes, I'm not going to listen. Look, I hate to do this because I complain about other people complaining about trying to compare us to us or whatever. But Jada Parker definitely gives off Bianca vibes, and I don't want that. I want Jada Parker to be her own woman. Now, I know she hanging out with the Dominican version of Crime Time, but Jada Parker is about to be tested. No, she is not beating Roxanne, but she is finna be tested. Because I think what Shawn Michaels is doing is he wants the world to see, can she hang as a singles, and potentially if Michaels trusts her to potentially go on to win the championship somewhere down the line. She ain't beat Roxanne, but this is just basically can she hang. Roxanne is going to do her best to make her look good. So I'm going to watch this match very closely to see how well the chemistry is and how well she does by herself with nobody else around. This is a Jada Parker test. This is the test. Roxanne is winning. Jada Parker's not winning. Roxanne is winning. This is the test for Jada Parker. So kudos to Shawn Michaels for actually giving her opportunity to actually be on her own at a pay-per-view. Kudos to her. So that's all the elimination. So we get the Good Brothers, Machine Gun, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. They went against Hank and Tank, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. Now these two just look real silly. They actually beat them. They beat Luke and Carl Anderson. Now, I don't know if this is basically up the rankings so that they could potentially get a tag team shot. I don't know. I really don't know. But, you know, it is what it is. So, backstage, Sean Spears cuts a promo, and then Idris Enough and Malachi Blade roll up, and they start beating the brakes off of one another, Brooke Jensen. And, I don't really know because, like I said, I have not been watching, like, what's the storyline. I'm not sure, but that's basically what I saw they dealing with one another, whatever. So then we get Ava Rain, and she is talking with Charlie Dempsey and the Heritage Cup situation. Lou Thies, Billy Robinson, Charlie asks her back off, and she makes an excuse about being upset and losing, whatever. I'm like, this Heritage Cup is like, it's its own story of its own. Like, the only people I know that was a part of it was No Man Dar Squad. That was it. But since William Regal's son is the one that's holding it right now, I guess they trying to make a big thing about that or something. I don't, that's their little storyline they got going on. So we got Tony D. He wants a shot at the North American Championship. So later on, you're going to figure out what that's all about. Shanti Adonis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen this man wrestle 5 billion matches, and he's lost all 5 billion. This is the first time I actually seen him win. Ashanti has lost everything he was a part of. I ain't never seen him win nothing. He went against my man, the guy that wear the glass. He comes out with his glasses on, but then he pulls them off. Deion Lexon. This is a decent matchup, but Ashanti got the victory. He won. I was like, wow, Ashanti Adonis actually won. Every time I see this dude wrestle, every time I see his behind wrestle, he lose all the time. So him getting a win was like, wow, he actually won. Can't believe it. But he won. Backstage, we had this, ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry, but neither TK nor Shawn Michaels can help this guy. I gave this guy over a year. I said I'm going to give him from when he first pulled up last year to after Takeover WrestleMania or whatever it was. Stand and Deliver. I said I'm going to give him to Stand and Deliver, and even Carmelo couldn't get him over. So this foolishness that he's trying to do, this gimmick, I know he's trying to make a name for himself. He's not trying to be like his father. He just ain't got it, man. TK tried. Shawn Michaels is trying. It's not working. It's genuinely not working. There's no disrespect to him. No disrespect to Junior. There's no disrespect to Junior. But Junior just ain't doing it for me. I don't know. Hey, like the segment he did, it was terrible. It was garbage. I didn't care one bit about it. So now we get to Triple Threat. This is a very good matchup. Joey Hendry, Pete Dunne, Wesley. Cats beat the snot out of each other. Listen, Cats was going in. But let me tell you something. The outside appearances of everybody, because let me tell you something. All Ego Page does not want Joe Henry to win, so he was doing everything in his power to make sure that he did not win. He even came out there, quote unquote, to try to distract the referee, but out of nowhere, whooped that Trick. Trick Williams came out of nowhere to save the day. Came out of nowhere, laid out Pete Dunne. Wesley was already knocked out. He was gone. He was knocked out. And then Joe Henry got the victory. Now, like I said, in that cup situation, Oba Femi, he had came out there, and Oba Femi was talking to who he planned on facing or whatever. And then that's when Tony D came out there, laid him out, and picked up the championship. So Tony D versus Oba Femi, it's a done deal. Stacks, Tony D is walking out as your new male North American champion. Oba Femi has to have a solid run. The only deal I did not like is the buck in the eyes. That's my only problem I got with Oba Femi. Oba Femi is great in the ring. He's good on the mic. It's just the buck in the eyes. I doing all that buck. No, you ain't got to buck your eyes. You genuinely don't have to buck your eyes. But it was a very good matchup. Like I said, then after that, Trey Miguel came out of nowhere and laid out Wesley. He laid him out. So you got multiple storylines going on that's going into next week. I'm serious. So I got to give Shawn Michaels props. Michaels is actually building towards No Mercy. Did a great job. Like I said, I thought NXT was actually better than Monday Night Raw. And I thought Raw was actually decent. Now, let's get to SmackDown. SmackDown actually had some very good wrestling on the show. I literally thought just about every match was good. The story progression, on the other hand, man, can they coexist? How many times does the E do the same thing over and 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 over again? It's the same crappy story they've been doing since the beginning of time. I'm so tired of it. So we got Grayson Waller, Austin Theory out there for the Grayson Waller effect. They call Cody out there. Cody like, what do you want to talk about? And all this same old bull jive. They tried to put Kevin Owens and Cody against one another by showing the video how many times Kevin Owens just straight up turned on whoever he was tagged with. And obviously you can't trust him. That is the story. You cannot trust Kevin Owens. Owens eventually will turn heel. They even teased that at the end of the show tonight. But they showed the video, him turning on Sammy, him turning on, just everybody. He turned on Kofi. He turned on this person. He turned on that. He turned on everybody he was tag team partners with. He turned on everybody. So then as he came out, he said, Cody, I know you don't believe that. Now he said, look, everybody who I turned on kind of had it coming. Now Kofi, I want to apologize to Kofi. Kofi didn't deserve it. I was just on me. But don't believe these circus clowns right now. So then that's when Nick Aldis came out there, and he asked Nick Aldis, can I go in the ring and basically beat the brakes off? He said, yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes. Do what you need to do. Ran in there, they started beating the brakes off each other and basically set up the main event, which was, can they coexist? Cody, Kevin Owens, Grayson Waller, A-Town Down Under, whatever. So then we get the first matchup. The first matchup, I believe, was LA Knight and Santos Escobar. Now, listen, LA Knight, let me tell you something. LA Knight, his matches are always good when he has somebody that he can bounce off of. When whoever he gets in the ring with and they have great chemistry with him, matches be fantastic. So at first, all the members of the group basically tried to jump. So shout out to my girl Jessica Carter. She kicked all their behinds out. She kicked my girl out. She kicked the fellas out. She told their behinds, get the clown out of here. You got to go. We're gonna call this match down the middle. LA Knight Santos Escobar gave us a classic. I thought the fellas did a fantastic job. I said, you know what? Wrestling wise, this is a very good matchup. I gotta give Triple H props. Very good matchup. Very good. LA Knight retained. You know he wasn't losing. You know he was not losing, but good match. Very good matchup. So then Melo, they got Melo chilling up in the barbershop. Yeah. Melo was chilling in the barbershop, talk about Andrade. Talk about he was 2 up on him. He wasn't finna allow him to be 3 up on him. So we gonna do it again. And the next thing you know, Andrade bounced up in there. He broke up into the door, broke into the barbershop. Talk about we gonna do it right now. So I'll see you next week for part 4. I believe it's part 4. because the series is 2-1, I believe. I believe it's 2-1. So this is the fourth matchup between them. I don't know. Personally, I don't know what they're fighting for. I genuinely don't know. Like, what are they wrestling for? Like, is this to determine the next number one contender for the United States Championship? Because that's what I'm asking myself. Is this what is Triple H doing? Like, the story progression really don't make sense. You just got cats wrestling each other. What are they wrestling for? The match looked like it was a decent matchup, but what are they wrestling for? So, we get the trios match for the ladies. Blair Davenport, Unholy Union, taking on Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. Now, since the match has already been announced, Jade and Bianca will be going against Unholy Union at Bash of Berlin for the Women's Tag Team Championship. That's a guaranteed loss. Isadon and Alba Fire are not losing. So, right here, I said, Triple H, if you're going to have Bianca, Jade, and Naomi win, Blair Davenport needs to be the only girl getting pinned. If you have any of these two members get pinned, I'm going to have a problem with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the ladies did a well job. They did a swell job. Bianca did great. Matter of fact, the story was Bianca was in there most of the match, and all three girls were just basically jumping her. So every time Bianca tried to get out there, every time she tried to tag either Naomi or Jade in, they'll pull her back. Like, it was like she'll go, they pull her in. She go, it was like boom, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And finally, she got Jade in there. Jade got a couple of licks in, but then they tried to get Jade up out of there. So then they finally got Naomi in there. Naomi got her licks in. And like I said, this was a great match. Blair Davenport looked good. Isadon looked good. Alba looked good. All six ladies did a great job. This was an excellent trios match for the women. Matter of fact, this might have been the best match all six girls had in a very long time. But man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, this matchup was better than the matchup that Bianca, Jade, and Naomi had with Damaged Goods. This match was fantastic. I thought that all six ladies did a great job. And Blair Davenport got pinned by Naomi. Right. The right decision was made because you had to have them looking good going into next week. The Unholy Union, they can't get pinned. Blair Davenport is in the match to get pinned. It makes the most sense. All girls look good. My deal is right now, you got them together like they the female New Day. I don't want them buck dancing. I don't want them shucking and jiving. Help Jade along the way. If you want us to be excited for Bianca versus Jade next year at WrestleMania 41, Triple H, you're going to have to get us fully invested in what's going on. You have no choice. Because I'm not going to sit up here and just say, oh, sister girl and oh, black girl. No, you got the wrong one. I talk about presentation every day. Yes, this was a fantastic matchup. Everybody looked good. Great. Now, it's about getting Jade to the next level. I'm not going to play around with this no more. Jade, you've been under this wing for a long time now. You've been there. It's time to pick up the slack. Bianca and Naomi can only do so much. Like I said, H, you already know what you got to do. Tell better storytelling with them. You want us invested to make it matter. You got to make it matter. If you want us to care about Bianca and Jade next year, make it matter. You have no choice. Just like I think Naomi and Nia Jax, I think that's where we're going. I think Naomi and Nia will be facing each other at WrestleMania next year. But Triple H is gonna have to make things make sense. And speaking of Nia Jax, that's where things went down here. When I get there, I'll talk about it. So then following them, we got a little video package about Natalya talking about the history of how the E first pulled up to Germany when her uncle, Bret Hart, was over there. And Bret Hart was out there. All the fans was going nuts and everything. It was like 96, and then Raw pulled up 97 and all that. Good times, you know what I'm saying? So now we got Solo and the Bloodline out there. Fans are booing out. Listen, Washington, D.C. was a fantastic crowd. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you this. This may have been the first week in a very long time that every wrestling show that came on national television, regardless if it's AEW or WWE, the crowds were fantastic. A lot of Fort Dale, a lot of, how you ever pronounce it? Out there in Florida, great. Smackdown crowd, Washington, D.C., great. Cardiff, London, great. NXT crowd, great. It was like all spread across, all four shows. The fans were fantastic. So this may have been the first time in a very long time where I could walk away and say all the crowds were great. Every single one of the crowds, fantastic, great. So Solo talking, and he talking about the OTC is done. The fans was like, OTC, Roman Reigns, OTC, we want Roman and all this stuff. He said Roman ain't coming back, he's done. So they running off here. Then he told Jacob Fatu to give him the championship so he can give it back to Toa Leo, because obviously he's healed, because you see they have no eye patch on. He said, you are my special enforcer. This is where you hang with me. Now, throughout the whole matchup, this fool was standing over there looking like he was ready to start doing some kung fu. Looking goofy as possible. I'm like, this fool looks silly as possible. I'm like, they got Jacob Fatu looking like a straight up goof. He was looking like that every time they would put the camera on him. He was standing over there looking like a straight goof. Now, with this matchup following Bianca and them, it was a dead giveaway that the Street Profits wasn't going to do nothing. And guess what? As they were talking, Street Profits came out there and right on schedule, they had Montez Buck dancing. He was going around. Y'all remember Dave Chappelle? Y'all remember on the Chappelle show, right? Remember the cat that was dancing every time he was doing one of these? That's what Montez looked like coming out there spinning around looking like a joke. I said, man, can we do a one day without the cooning? Please. Oh, and speaking of which, backstage segment with Esteban and the squad, he got on their case about, I can't win without y'all being out there. Here come Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews looking like a joke tag team, talking about, yeah, you're a joke, you lost and all this stuff. They say, a joke, y'all must be a part of my fan club. We'll see you next week. So it's going to be a tag team match, and obviously you know Esteban and them are going to win. I'm like, you talking about a makeshift tag team. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews look like a straight up makeshift team. Just makeshift. Straight up makeshift. I'm like, whoa, what is this? They just look like a joke. Then, like I said, they came out there, B-Fade or whatever her name is, B-Fab started talking. Montez said a little something, and then Angelo Dawkins said something. And then they ran out there to get ready for the matchup. So now they started wrestling. Good tag team match. Cass was going in. They had made the Street Profits look like they was going to win, but with the distraction from Solo, Fatu laid everybody out, and the Gorillas of Destruction retained their tag team championships. It was like 1, 2, 3. So with them basically beating the brakes off of them, everybody was thinking, oh, does Jimmy make his epic return? No. It was a broke down DIY, and they came out to no reaction. DIY literally came out to no reaction. I said, man, you talk about how the mighty have fallen. DIY was one of the best tag teams in Black and Gold. Now that they have been rejuvenated, they got a new song and all this crazy stuff. They don't even feel the same. They just feel like they just there for a paycheck. They ran out there, quote unquote, try to save the day, and they all got beat down. The Bloodline beat the snot out of them. It wasn't even it was over. It was done. I said, man, you got the Street Profits and DIY looking like a straight joke. And that's basically what they look like. They look like a joke through and through. Now, from here on, from this point on, I believe this is hour 2. This was back at the beginning of hour 2. Hour 2 kind of fell off. Hour 1, great. Hour 2, this is when the show fell off for me. LA Knight cut a promo about him putting his championship on the line next week. Open challenge. Oh, so this is I guess this is the next match that just got added. So he's going to be defending his championship against anybody at Bash of Berlin. So there's your 6 matches. So I believe we got 6 matches now. Yeah, I just talked about all that. So then backstage, Cody, Kevin Owens, he was like, yeah, man, you ain't believing all that stuff, right? You know, and Cody just standing there looking like Homelander. He's like, hey, man, I just got to go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. You know that foolishness is going to happen. You know it's going to happen. It's a matter of time when, but it's going to happen. So we got Byron Saxon checking on the locker room, checking on the hospital room, or whatever, the medical facility room that he was standing behind, where they was checking on Street Profits and DIY. B-Fab come out, and he was asking, is everybody good? She said, yeah, they good. They just ticked off. Here come Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell looking like they was ticked off. Now, I could have sworn they were just heels when they was on Raw. Now that they on SmackDown, they baby faces again. I'm like, what is Triple H doing? That's why I say the entire DIY connection. If you are connected with DIY, they all just feel like they don't even matter anymore. It's like they just there to be there, and that's sad. These were the primetime players on Black and Gold. Now it's like they just all nothing but afterthoughts. So then we get a hype video with Mia Meechin So it's a street fight that's finna happen. This is actually a pretty good promo that she cut. Said that she's not a pushover anymore, and she's going to do everything in her power to destroy Nia Jax next week in the street fight. And I thought this match was going to be on the pay-per-view. No, they're going to be in Germany for SmackDown. So it's going to be on SmackDown. Then that's when they showed Tiffany and Pretty Deadly, quote unquote, working on Nia Jax's crown. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, may have been the worst segment on the whole show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so done with Tiffany Stratton. You know I've been done with Pretty Deadly. They are a completely waste of time. And I feel bad for Nia Jax. Nia Jax is associating herself with filth. It is sad. I told you. The twins should be her two right-hand women. That's what it should be. She is dependent on a wannabe Mrs. Money in the Bank, because she's not the Money in the Bank holder that who's supposed to be. It's funny how the one who's supposed to have the briefcases somehow still keep popping up in her segments. I'm like, you got Chelsea, you got Piper Niven. Chelsea should be Mrs. Money in the Bank. But they keep popping up. The segment was garbage. It was pathetic. I was like, this is trash. I don't care what nobody has to say. You got my girl Nia Jax, who I'm actually starting to respect. She's actually had a decent run all the way up to her winning the championship. But now I just feel like Ace really don't know what he's doing. Why is she associating herself with crap? Tiffany Stratton and Pretty Deadly are garbage. They are done. I told you, I jumped off the Tiffany bandwagon because she showed her true colors, how she moved. So I said, I'm done. You're not gonna catch me shucking the job for the woman. Listen, I was on the bandwagon. The girl is good. I'm not gonna take that away from her. She's very good in the ring. She's very good. She had next, but she screwed herself up with that stupid man video she put out. Dumb. That was stupid, and then H is still trying to push her like she on something. And then Pretty Deadly, man. I don't even know what to say about them. They sitting up there trying to work on the crown, and like I said, Nia Jax was ticked, and I don't blame her. She's like, I gotta sit up here and babysit these three clowns. I gotta tag along. So as she told them to go fix her crown, you see Piper Niven and Chelsea Green talking crap, talking about what Tiffany and them gonna do, and she's quote unquote just using her and all this stuff. And then she's like, "Ooh, you heard me? Ooh." I said, Triple H, you know you screwed up. You know Chelsea Green should be the Mrs. Money in the Bank. You know this. He messed up. Tiffany ain't on nothing. Tiffany don't even feel like a credible foe. You know how somebody who has the briefcase, it's like you have to pay attention to every move they make because they can cash in at any moment. Tiffany feels like a straight up afterthought because Triple H failed short. This is the downfall of the show. I got to criticize. I'm not finna sit up here and kiss his butt like the rest of these circus clowns in the IWC. You got the wrong one. This is where Triple H fell short. Chelsea Green should be sitting here with the briefcase right now. It would make more sense. Chelsea Green right now is the tweener. She does not feel like a heel. She's a tweener right now. Tiffany, we don't even know what she is. She's supposed to be a heel. But it's like H just, he don't know. And then you got Pretty Deadly. I'm like, this. It's not. Listen, when you know somebody who's supposed to work off one, it's called chemistry. You got to work well off of. Pretty Deadly, Tiffany, and Nia Jax don't work well off each other. They really don't. It's a waste of a segment. It's trash. It's garbage. It's filth. I'm sitting up here watching this crap. I'm just sitting there with my head down. I'm like, this is pathetic. This is garbage. I'm like, I'm supposed to get no. I'm supposed to be excited about seeing Tiffany Stratton cash in on Nia Jax. You are smoking crack. Chelsea Green was the one. You keep having. Think about it. Why is she still in Nia Jax's segments? Why? H screwed up. H messed up on the men's and women's Money in the Bank winners. Drew McIntyre had no business winning, and neither did Tiffany. It should have been Uncle Howdy and Chelsea Green. Those should have been the two winners. And we could have had multiple storylines going on. The YS6 actually would feel like an important stable instead of just having goofy clown matches that don't go nowhere. You got Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Uncle Howdy, just sitting up there laughing and crap. Laughing for what? It would make more sense to him with the briefcase. He could sit up there and laughing at Chad Gable that he screwed him over. It would have made a whole lot more sense. But nope. H went with the way he did, and now things ain't just making no type of sense. But you got fools in the IWC that will swear up and down that Triple H is the best booker on the planet. You are smoking crack. I don't give a dang what nobody has to say. Trash, trash, trash. Now we get ready for the main event. 8-Time Down Under versus American Nightmare and Kevin Owens. Now, this matchup started very slow. It started very slow for me. Like I said, this is the worst match because it started based off of the pace and how it was. Because I noticed this about anytime Cody Rhodes is in the match, his matches start very slow. Now, I'm going to say this. The reason why is because of who he's dealing with. He's dealing with Austin Theory and he's dealing with Grayson Waller. You got to understand you working with a different pace. You got two people who have a fast pace and you got two people who have a slow pace. So it's like you got mismatch of different paces that you're trying to go off of and everything. So it started off slow. But the story of this was, can they quote-unquote coexist? So it started off, Cody was in there beating the brakes off of Austin Theory. As he tried to go to Kevin, quote-unquote, was being distracted by Grayson Waller. So then as he finally ran back up there, that's when Austin Theory pulled him back. So then, same thing. When he finally got him, finally got the tag. Kevin Owens went around trying to chase everybody around because it's the chase, it's the ring around. I lost count how many times the ring around the ring. Everybody just running around the ring chasing folks. This stuff that's pro wrestling 101. It happens no matter what wrestling show you have. I've seen it multiple times where you got a fool just chasing somebody around over and over again. That's basically what happened. But they found a way. So then this time, as Kevin Owens went to go tag Cody in, Cody got quote-unquote distracted by Austin Theory. It was basically the same thing. It was like he just did what he did, but then he ran back up there. So they finally tagged him back in. And they started doing what they needed to do. Cody did his Cody driver or whatever he called it. I forgot the Cody driver, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot the name. You know the name of it. You know his finish. You know what it is. But then tagged Kevin Owens in. Kevin Owens did the power bomb. Match over 1, 2, 3. So after the matchup, after they ran them two clowns off, Kevin Owens goes to pick up the championship, and he picks it up, and he acts like he's finna knock out Cody, and he just hands it to him. I said, come on now, man. Like, come on. And Cody already knew. Cody was like, are you kidding me? Like, quit playing this game. Like, you're going to turn. Stop playing. I'm not finna play stupid. They got Cody out here playing retarded right now. He's not. But Kevin Owens, he played that thing off and then went to go give him a shot. I'm like, come on now. I was like, that's the end. That's how SmackDown go off. Listen, literally how SmackDown go off. This how I go off. Hour 1, great, fantastic crowd in Washington, D.C. Pro wrestling. The wrestling on the show SmackDown was very good. I can't hate on the wrestling. The story progression, on the other hand, I think the best story being built right now, from what I saw, the best story right now is literally Bianca and Jade going after the tag team championship for the women's side of things, based off of how the match was. Outside of that, I don't really. And the tag team situation is just it is what it is on that, because they really don't know what they're doing. Yes, the Gorillas of Destruction. Yes, the rightful owners. Yes, they should hold on to them. Have a heel hold on to them. That's best for business. But outside of that, man, the tag team division on SmackDown is a complete joke. I mean, DIY look like a joke. You already know about Street Profits. They a joke. Everybody else, you got makeshift teams with Cruz and Baron Corbin. Makeshift out of this world. But we supposed to be invested in that. And then, like I said, the worst segment on the whole show is unfortunately involving Nia Jax. Listen, I'm cool with Nia Jax with holding the championship. I'm cool. I don't have a problem with it. Makes sense. But here's the deal. Her trying to babysit Tiffany and the Yes Boys is a waste of time. It's a waste. Segment was trash. And then you got Chelsea and Piper Niven sitting up there looking like two gossip girls. Because she should be holding the briefcase, not Tiffany. This is where Triple H messed up. He messed up drastically. So one part of the segment of the girls he had right, but the main situation with the women, the main title for the women's, he don't know what the clown he doing. He genuinely don't know what the heck he doing. He just doing stuff. That's just Triple H right there for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my honest thoughts on everything WWE. Like I said, tomorrow you will get a thorough, quote-unquote, it's going to be a quick, it's not really going to be a review. It's just basically going to be me giving my predictions on what I think is going to happen to all this. So just expect a predictions video. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because like I said, I'm going to watch Rampage. As soon as I get off this of doing this video, I'm going to go in here and watch Rampage. Collision comes on tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to watch that as soon as I get home from the family reunion. After that, and then I'm going to come in here and then I'm going to give you a prediction on all the matches that's happening on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon. Because the pre-show starts at 11, show starts at 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. Central Time. So if you're East Coast, that's 1 o'clock East, West Coast Pacific, which is 3 hours. So I want to say is that 9 o'clock? Is that 10 o'clock? I think it's 10 o'clock in the morning for y'all. I think it's 10. I think it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I think. Mountain Time is 1 hour behind us. So if it starts at 12, that means it start at 1. So that means the pre-show for y'all start at 12. And it start at 1 o'clock for y'all. And then, let's see. I said, yeah, Pacific, which is West Coast. Mountain Time, Central, which is us, and East Coast. I think I went over all the time frames for the people that's going to tune in to All In. But, yeah, that's my honest thoughts about WWE. I thought it was a decent week. Like I said, SmackDown was definitely... Listen, SmackDown was better than all the previous SmackDowns that we seen after Summer Joe. So, I'm going to give Triple H that much. First hour was great. Second hour, it is what it is on that. So, you know what to do. Hit the comment section up. Let me know what you think about what's going on concerning the East side of things. And make sure you hit this like button. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all cats later. This your main man, Caseyfield, King Self for Life, Wrestling the Takes. Holla at your boy.